Oh, sometimes I grow so tired. But I know I've got one thing I've got to do, ramble on. And now it's time, the time is now. I gotta sing my song. I'm going round the world, I gotta find my girl on my way. I've been this way 10 years to the day I gotta ramble on. I gotta find.
Hey everybody, it's that time of the week again. We're here, DeathPiles and Taxes, episode number 10. Where have you been, the big fat hen? I am Derek Everett. Across from me is Mr. Adam Beasley. Adam, how you doing, buddy?
I've been doing great. I've been doing taxes. That's what I've been doing.
Hey, you've even done my taxes, so I can put that check mark on the list.
You're absolutely right. That was a good time had by most.
I'll tell you, by most is correct. I'm always nervous. I don't know why. But you throw over those papers, and it's just like, let's see what the government has in store for me.
You know, we've got yours down to a pretty good science. We know what we're doing.
Yeah, so far so good. I'm out of jail, so that's the one thing you promised my mother, is that you'd keep me out of going back to jail. So
I told Barb I wouldn't let her sweet baby boy go back.
Not again. Not after what they did to me last time.
You and your Sally companion briefcase.
Hey, it's been a weird week.
How's it? What do you mean by weird week?
Well, we hung out this weekend. Ever since we started doing the podcast, we've tried to not hang out or talk to each other so we'd have stuff to talk about on the podcast, but we broke that rule.
We hiatused each other. Yeah, we went to the good old Utah Jazz basketball game Saturday night.
I think we were kind of talking about that in the last episode a little bit, and it ended up happening, so there we were.
I was hoping to roll the dice and go to Vegas, but unfortunately my UVU Wolverines let me down.
I tell you what, though, we do have Vegas for the eBay Open event coming up. We need to get registered for that.
I think we got the okay from the other business partners.
I was going to say, my wife's pretty excited about it, so I think we're going to be there.
My wife just brought us quite the dinner again.
I know. This time I just sat and watched because we had a dinner before I came over, and I can't do too many double dinners anymore. It's caught up to me.
Well, this is, like I said, it's going to be a great podcast. It's 2 weeks in a row that I had food before we started.
You must have something going. I don't know. You got pictures on somebody, or you know the right people. I don't know the right buttons to push.
Yeah, I do got some good buttons to push.
Well, how's your week been? I know you've been doing taxes and all, but
you know, we had a great time. I don't know if any of you had the opportunity to go to these Utah Jazz games.
Hey man, we got listeners in Canada and overseas and all 50 of the states. I mean, not everyone's coming to the Jazz games.
When I mean by Utah Jazz, we're talking Toronto Maple Leafs. We're talking whatever you call it. I don't know, MC United or
live sporting events.
DC Footy. Live sporting events.
If that's your thing, I don't know.
Man, they really make these. We had a chance to go to a really nice suite, which we'll bring that up. Still a pretty funny thing.
By we, he means him and his wife. Me and my wife we had good seats.
You were lower bowl.
Well, we were sitting pretty nice.
You didn't have nosebleeds.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. I mean, they make this thing so nice. And you know what the best part was? It was the day before St. Patrick's Day. Buffet dinner. You know what they had for us?
What did you eat? You were sending all sorts of pictures.
Corned beef and cabbage.
And anyone that's a long-time listener knows that's one of your favorites.
That is. I am... Uncle Joe learned how to eat from me.
Uncle Joe is a scumbag.
Oh, Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa Joe, referencing Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory.
Old Willie himself. That grandpa was no role model, my friend.
What are you talking about?
He doesn't work a day in his life. He's bedridden, but all of a sudden something good happens to old Charlie, who's out of bed and dancing around ready to go to the factory, but old Grandpa Joe.
Don't get me started.
Not the mom.
Political group that we don't like get into. This is not a political show.
Not the mom. Oh, I'll defend my political leanings if need be. Not the mom who's been working day in, day out, getting him that chocolate bar. Oh, Grandpa, you won't have any tobacco money, you scumbag. And who's trying to get him fired? And when they're in the factory, who's doing all the shenanigans trying to get him in trouble? It's Grandpa. Almost cost him the whole factory. Drinking soda and burping, going up to the fans, and yeah, you should take that from Slugworth. We could do a lot with that everlasting gobstopper.
All right. You are.
You hit a button there. That was a sensitive subject.
Whoa! All I'm saying is I like to eat cabbage.
All I'm saying is that Grandpa Joe is a cabbage eater.
Hey, don't link me in that boat.
You're the one that said it.
Okay, you're right. Well, Grandpa and Joe are both skinny.
Well, that's because Grandpa Joe hasn't got out of out of bed for
Okay, whatever.
20 years.
You're ruining my cabbage story here, my friend.
Anyway, so you're at the buffet and you're eating the cabbage.
Corned beef and cabbage. We saw where you were sitting. We took some pictures. I was watching it. You were on your phone a lot.
Oh, business doesn't stop just because there's a ball game going.
And they were just, it wasn't much of a ball game. They just kicked the crap out of them.
That was good. It's always good. I mean, everyone likes a close game, and that's fun, but it's always good when you're there live if it's just a blowout because, it takes out the stress and you just have a good time.
You do just have a good time watching the ball game. That's it.
So, yeah.
So
times.
we had that, and so my wife really enjoyed it. We had the buffet. We were there with some friends. And at halftime, they bring out the desserts.
Oh, if I know anything about you, you're a dessert eater.
I am depending on the thing. But, I'm not a, regular, normal Joe.
Yeah, that's putting it pretty nice.
I think outside the box a lot.
Okay.
And I'm always like that combo kind of guy. So I saw they had ice cream and they had cookies.
Mm.
Like, they already had it souped out in like a little bowl. And you know what I figured?
I don't know. What did you do?
Ice cream sandwich. One peanut butter cookie and then a white macadamia cookie and ice cream in the middle. And I had quite the nice ice cream sandwich.
What kind of ice cream was it?
Vanilla.
Okay.
When I put some chocolate sauce on the top. So anyways, I did this, and the guy that we were with, he's like, man, I've been going to this for a long time, and they have the same dessert every game, but I've never seen anybody with that.
And you tell him you've never seen a poor man in the sweets before?
No, I didn't, but you did, and that was pretty dang funny.
Yeah, that was good. My wife actually ran into some of her coworkers there, so it was a good night. Then the guy that I rode up with took like every back road home. He wouldn't get on the freeway. I'm not sure what that was about.
Whoa. By the guy you mean rode up with. I was the one that drove.
Oh, was that you?
That was me.
Yeah, well, that was good.
We were in a no hurry zone to get home fast.
No rush. That's kind of nice. Took the back roads and just kind of talked and got to spend some time with the significant others and us.
And the nice part is we actually talked a little about the podcast.
We talked a lot about the podcast.
Well, we didn't, like, anytime we wanted to talk, we couldn't talk because it was about the podcast.
That's the thing. Save it for the podcast. Save it for the podcast.
Element of surprise.
We got to act like we haven't heard this before.
And both our wives were like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah, basically.
Well, they both listened to it.
Yeah, that's the surprise of the week is my wife is listening to the podcast, and she's enjoying it.
You know what? It's working for me. My wife wants to start selling stuff online.
She wants to get into it, huh?
She thinks, hey, if Derek says, he thinks we can make $300 a week doing it, let's do it.
Hop in, feet first.
And I said we can do it, but it doesn't matter if I say it.
My favorite thing about your wife is she believes everything I say, and I take that to the utmost. Anytime I get a chance, I'm gonna just gonna talk.
She absolutely does. You could say I robbed the bank. You did.
I can't believe it. I thought better of you.
And
yeah, I did too.
And that's
why I'm here to rehab him. I'm gonna make him an honest man again.
I'm just gonna clear that. That's not how my wife sounds.
Well, I mean,
hey. I got a good swig for the working man.
Yeah, you were already cracked open your Diet Dew. Somebody thought it was a little Dew 30 a little early, but that's all right. Yeah, we're getting going, so we're doing good at this podcast thing.
You know the good thing that we talked about? I mentioned this too. It gave us a little hint. We are almost to our review number.
Oh, we are almost there. That's right. I put that number way too low.
No, you didn't.
This is a premium story.
People wanted to hear it. The Jerry Stallone and the jockstrap is a premium story.
Again, that's good. That's what, 60 reviews?
60 reviews.
We can do it.
We can definitely do it. I mean, we got 10 in 2 weeks.
So that's where we're not to 10 yet.
We're not to 10, but we will be shortly.
So if you're listening on the TuneIn Radio app, if you're on Stitcher, if you're on
Castbox,
YouTube, Castbox,
Spotify. My wife told me about that one.
or of course iTunes. I mean, if you got a chance, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a positive review. When you do that, other people find us, so it helps us keep going, and hopefully it gets some people over here doing some taxes.
New listener affiliates in Canada.
Well, that's what I say. I mean, they're not watching the Jazz; they're up there watching the hockey.
The Maple Leafs, Wayne Gretzky,
number 99 down here. I don't know who he was up there, but
he was 99 too.
But who has the autographed Wayne Gretzky picture?
And who said what about that before he knew you had
Edmonton Oilers?
Yeah. If you got a cell phone, you can listen to us.
I mean, there's no excuse. Everyone everywhere can listen to us,
and it's getting fun. Like I said, we're literally telling you how to sell stuff.
So that's the thing. If you know somebody that's interested or that you think would like it, word of mouth referral helps us out, helps them out, and once we get to that number 10, you get that bonus episode, and it's going to be a good one.
Karl Malone.
I mean, even if you don't like Karl Malone,
Game worn.
or NBA basketball,
Michael Jordan.
it's a good story.
Everyone knows who Michael Jordan is.
Everyone knows these fine. I'm not going to give away all my stuff, but it's a well known. At least maybe it's because I lived through it, but I think it's worth the review. So go over there, give us, even if we got 10, get to 60.
Okay, well we'll get there. But
so, anyways, yeah, let's get that
today.
going.
Let's see if we can go over a couple of those moments that we said. What? Wait for it.
Yeah, we're episode 10. We've been talking all about us and what we've been doing all week, right?
Yeah.
We haven't even got into eBay, or I guess we talked a little taxes, but.
Do you have any good feedback this past week from anybody?
Oh, man.
Any questions? Anything we can do to help out?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So, I also like getting deals, you know. Some might say that I'm a little frugal.
You got the gal part right.
So, I found Hawaii. You ever been to Hawaii?
Yes, sir. Went there once.
There once. Well, there's Southwest has opened up flights to Hawaii. So that's causing a bit of a price war with your Alaskan Airlines, your Hawaiian Airlines, and Southwest, right? So depending where you're at, they had opening fares as low as $49 each way from the mainland over to Hawaii.
$50 to go to Hawaii?
So first off, people, jump on that. If you have an opportunity, I'd look into it.
What day is this? Because we're going to do a remote podcast from Hawaii.
Here's the thing.
I'm not joking.
So I'm looking at some of this, right? And I mean, most of that's from, like, if you're in LA, San Francisco, from the coast.
Sure.
But also, you know, you get to the coast. It's not that hard to get to the coast from anywhere in the country. So I'm kind of looking at where this was announced at, and people are complaining about Southwest Airlines. It's $100 round trip to Hawaii, and people are complaining, well, who'd want to sit that close to each other? Or who'd want to blah, blah, blah. People online just baffle me. Like, $100 is a Greyhound trip to, like, 2 states away. I don't know. That's so cheap, but yet people are still, like, complaining about it.
You know who's complaining about it? Those people who drive cars they can't afford.
Well, I can't. Well, I can afford the payment.
Well, yeah.
It's only $459 a month.
Do you want to know the best kind of car in the market?
My car.
Well, your car. No. Any car that's paid off.
That'd be my car.
That'd be my old car.
You pay it with the CAS to the H.
Whoa, what's that? You know, my wife's car is. I had to get,
cash money, man.
I got a new, well, not a new to me truck. I got a truck so I can haul around all these wheelchairs, and we haven't paid it off yet.
Well, that's a business expense, right?
Absolutely, that one's 100% a business expense.
So last week I was talking a little bit about the Brickseek. You remember that?
Oh yeah, that's the app that people are going to get upset about.
Yeah.
Throwing it out there.
So it was kind of funny. They have bolos. You ever heard of a bolo? You know what that is?
Like a bolo tie?
A bolo. I first heard it on America's Most Wanted. My wife likes all those murder mystery type shows.
Those scare me.
And they scare me to death. There's this thing on the TV that plays all the unsolved mysteries.
Uh-huh.
And I used to watch those like when I was a kid. It scared me to death.
Remember how we had this discussion about ghosts and stuff? And
yeah, old Proppy's not into that.
No.
We tried bringing up some stuff. I tried bailing you out. Here's what I like. So we're sitting there talking, and we're coming back from the jazz game and the wives and everything, and for some reason that topic got up with the ghost stories or whatever. And you're like, no, I don't talk about that stuff. I don't like that stuff. And you talk about how you used to live in a morgue in college. And so your wife's like, well, you got stories? And you're like, I'm not talking. And I'm like, no, he doesn't have any stories or nothing. Like trying to change the subject for him. Then what you do? Oh, I got stories. I just don't want to talk about it. I'm like, trying to dig you out so he can just change the subject, and you go headstrong back into the subject, but I'm just not going to tell you what it is.
Sometimes you're a lot more brighter than I am.
All I know is that's going to be a good Halloween episode because I'm going to squeeze some information out of you.
We'll do a special Halloween edition of spooky stuff.
Yeah.
Spooky things to sell on eBay, and I'll throw in some ghost story.
All right. Well, so Brickseek.
Yes.
is this app, if this is your first episode, go back and listen to all of our others, but I have to explain everything because you never know who's listening for the first time or whatever.
Evergreen.
It's an app or it's a website where you can look up what's in stock at stores and find stuff that's clearance or that's in high demand, what they got in stock, so on, that kind of thing. The electric blankets went on clearance from, I think it was Walmart Sunbeam brand.
Oh, yeah, those are nice.
People were losing it.
Yeah, those are real nice.
They got way low on clearance, and so apparently everybody's rushing out to buy them.
Okay.
The problem with that, and this is kind of what I talked about last week, is everybody rushes out to buy them, then everyone's going to put them on eBay or Amazon or whatever.
Yeah, you got to hold on to it.
So I got it for $20, let's just say. Well, I'll sell it for $19.99. Pretty soon, $18.99, $17.99 is a race to the bottom. And that's kind of with the retail arbitrage world, not selling unique items, that's what you can get into trouble. Yeah. So that's my thing, is just hold on to it till next winter, and everyone's sold out their stock, and you sell it for $29 or whatever. I'm not sure what the discount price was. I just thought everyone was going a little extreme on that, but then they run out and you kind of cut out each other's prices, and that's not good for anyone but the buyer. So if you're looking for electric blankets, right now is the time to do it, apparently. So that was the news of the week with the Brickseek.
Get some electric blankets, huh? Because it's coming out of winter and people don't want them until next year.
But I mean, it's also, we got Easter coming up, Easter candy. I'm one that will go after, the day after. I've bought $40 worth of what are those, Cadbury mini eggs?
Oh, I like those.
Sell those year round. They have a white chocolate one, a dark chocolate one. People will say, well, I don't like white chocolate, or I don't like dark chocolate. Well, you're not buying them for you to eat them.
No.
That's not how this game works.
No.
You buy them, you stock them up, and some guy that loves white chocolate bunny eggs is buying your bunny eggs. So,
and you can make money on them.
You can make money. You can make a lot of money. I bought them on clearance for $1 a bag, I believe. And I had some family members with me this time. They like going shopping with me because they just get laughing at the things I buy and the things I do, right? So I had my sister and brother-in-law, I remember, and I'm just filling up the cart with these things. And they're like, what? It's Easter candy. Easter's over. And I was selling $10 a bag. And they're just like, how? Why? Don't ask that. You just do it. Just do it.
I learned that with you. Don't ask why, just sell it.
You just know that it sells. Also, I sent over to you the other day the licorice, right?
I believe we put that in our group. We've got a couple of friends who are licorice experts.
Well, it's now... Oh, yeah.
His name's Dr. Drew Giehauser.
He wasn't so much a fan of it. It was old Briefcase couldn't get enough of it, man. He was just stuffing that in.
He loved that licorice, man.
He was a Twizzler pulling pill guy. This is filled with the
some
lime.
Cream filled or
lime,
something.
It's like key lime pie.
And then they turned it into nibs or something because those guys were nuts, man.
Limited edition, but
they love their licorice.
Well, who doesn't though? Who doesn't like a good thing of licorice?
I guess both of those guys do.
Nice, soft, juicy, just piece of licorice.
And there's pictures to prove it.
Well, I didn't know there's pictures to prove it.
There's always pictures.
Well, anyways, in the group chat, we have a friend group chat. The funny thing is our friends are listening, and I don't know that they sell or not, but they're getting into it. They're
yeah.
That would go good on eBay, or you'll get this or that. Jimmy McKnight, good friend James McKnight, he's sending over all sorts of things to me. Yeah. He's like #1 fan.
In fact, I replied to him on a couple of our notes there.
Yeah.
Everybody's texting us, man, what do you think about these baseball cards or this?
Oh, yeah, we had baseball cards coming through. I actually sent my credentials, I'll say, to old friend Painter. I don't know if everyone wants me using the name, but I did say, if you don't want me to use it, send over a text because I'm talking, right?
That's why we had to change his name to Briefcase.
Yeah. I guess he did send over stuff. I guess we have done that. So, he's sending over. He's got a Michael Jordan rookie card. He's got some Kobe rookies. He's sending over. I'm like, hey, man, go look this up and get selling it. But his thing is he wants to hold on to it.
Sell them.
Well, that's the emotional value sometimes. Or maybe he thinks the kids are going to go to college on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, we're getting the discussion going, which...
That's great. People
which
are
is
thinking
weird.
about it.
Because most people, when they hear you sell online, just think you're weird and don't want anything to do with you. My friends know I'm weird and still want something to do with me, and the text is going.
And your friend's so weird, he says, dude, let's make a podcast about it.
He's like, let's come in here and talk weekly. And your wife and kids come and bring you dinner so you can talk to Derek about weird stuff on the internet. That's true.
We talk about it anyways, and my kids made their own stuff. So Yeah, man, time's flying by, man.
Man, we're going good. Well, I got a few things. I'll wait to do the second half of the show a little bit to get in some of my more meat and potato stuff. But
Okay.
I saw this thing, mystery boxes. Have you seen mystery boxes?
I have.
Well, this was a mystery sports box.
It's insane. It's like you don't know what's in it.
And this wasn't eBay. I know there's some on eBay where people just kind of put their junk drawers in and people bid. I don't know if that's technically against the rules because how do you put a description and stuff?
It's like when we were kids. They call it the grab
The
bag.
grab bag.
The grab bag. You didn't know what was in there.
Well, this is on, I've told you about the sports sites and things I go to buy things. It was just, you buy a box and it might have Michael Jordan's autograph or it might have Thurl Bailey.
Hey,
Might have it.
are you like downgrading it?
No, I'm just saying it might have.
Bailey's better than Michael
It
Jordan.
might have
He's a fine
I
outstanding
might have
singer.
Emmett Thomas. What was his? Emmett Smith.
Emmett Smith. Yeah,
I think of Thurman Thomas.
Yeah, so that'd be a difference. Getting an Emmett Smith versus an Emmett Thomas.
Or it might have Johnny Manziel,
Oh,
who just signed for like what's that new league?
the AAFL.
AWC West, I guess. But so I'm like,
Semi-paid, semi-pro.
So yeah, you got this box. Semi-pro means semi-paid. You get this box, right? And you open it up. It might have a jersey. It might have a ball. It might have a helmet. It might, who knows what sport. It might be like a race jacket.
Ooh.
It might be a MacGyver racetrack edition.
So you might have a Derek Jeter signed 300 baseball, or you might have a Derek Everett MacGyver signed jacket.
You're not going to get lucky enough to get a MacGyver sign. You're going to have a Derek Everett M&M pouch that says, better luck next time, Bob. Because can you imagine, though, you're spending hundreds up to thousands of dollars. And it's kind of like
It's insane. It is gambling.
it doesn't show the odds. Like maybe if it said, you got a 1 in 50 chance of this item or whatever, but some guy's just clearing out the old shelf and he has one good item that he's like, hey, look, here's a Wayne Gretzky signed puck, right?
Well, people will buy it. It's always the mystery.
But that's the thing, people are buying it.
Right, going into that, this is totally thrown off course. The Powerball's up to $550 million right now.
Well, and as you know, I'm leaving the state, so I'm like, if it's still going good, that's where all my vacation money's going. Oh, he's got money. You're handing right over to it, huh?
Can you put my money ball in that?
Hey, let's see if next week if it hasn't hit.
Hey, get us some tickets while you're in Florida.
I was kind of glad we don't have, I'm all for the lottery, but the more I think about it, it's probably good we don't have it here because half my paycheck would be like, I'm going to go over to the convenience store, I'm going to get a Coke, and let's put a $5 scratcher on it.
There's a reason most of those people are poor.
But, I'd be it's always that one guy that wins.
It's true.
And then they say how tough it is
And
to
then they
have
blow
money.
it all.
Well, that'd be fun, though.
It would be really fun.
I mean,
I always tell all of my clients, because it's always a tax-related stuff, I give more than just punching out numbers. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
I says, hey, and I usually tell it the same thing every year. Hey, if you by chance win the Powerball, the first person you call is me, because I'm going to be the one most honest, and I'm going to tell you, don't give it away to everybody, because you're going to have to pay taxes on that.
The thing this is random. This has been kind of a random episode, but
Yes.
I heard an interview with Charles Barkley on the old, it was the Karl Malone show. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Charles Barkley said the best thing he ever learned is he got his last the last big contract of the career, and they said, you got to make this one last for your whole career.
Okay.
And his agent said, because he didn't know he was going to go on to have this,
No.
commentary and stuff, this money's got to last you for the rest of your life. The best thing you can do is learn how to say no to people.
Yeah.
And he said that's the best advice he ever got is all the people that came around, tell them no. If they stuck around, they're true friends and family, whatever. But if not, you got a lot of those hangers-oners gone. So if you ever win the lottery, learn how to say no.
I think you're saying that to a lot of people, that if you learn how to say no.
The best thing that you can do in life a lot of times is learn how to say no. I mean, it's not easy. Nobody wants to do it, but sometimes you got to, right?
Man, that's good advice. That's really good advice.
Well, let me say this. If you do win the lottery, you can get your kids into a nice school, apparently. You've been up on the news?
Oh, God.
You going to get Aunt Becky out of jail? This is one of the things that came up the other day that we said save it for the podcast.
That is true. I'll remember that because we watch Netflix. And honestly, there's not a lot of good shows on right now that are kid friendly.
No, not like this DeathPiles and Taxes
Hey,
show.
this is a kid friendly.
That's what I'm saying.
That's that's what you're.
Not
saying.
like us.
That's right. We're a good family entertainment. Hey, I'm all about kids selling stuff online.
I think that's the way to go.
That is great. But anyways, yeah, my kids, they know more about Elvis Presley than most kids. You know where they get that from?
The old man.
Uncle Jesse.
Oh, Uncle Jesse, have mercy.
They know all about the Elvis. In fact, my son's reading a biography about Elvis Presley right now.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Uncle Jesse.
No,
I thought you might want to grab that book and look through it first. I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, yeah, you got any signed John Stamos stuff? I think Aunt Becky material right now would be pretty hot.
Well, you know who her husband is?
Hey, then they like Gucci guy or something.
Mossimo.
Oh, Mossimo.
Mossimo, you remember?
That's what we were waiting to talk about.
You remember in high school those blurry Mossimo shirts that were like the cool thing
I wish I still had them.
I wish you did too, because right now you'd be putting them on wear.
Hot tips. Sell those old high school shirts.
Apparently, Mossimo went to a Target brand, so...
Bringing up that, you remember those shirts, the No Fear ones?
Yeah.
No fear. There ain't no biting the dog and the dog on the porch.
And you sit on the fence like a puppy.
The No Fear ones.
We actually had, a few like the high school related ones where they were like knockoffs of.
The and one shirts.
Yeah.
My favorite were the Big Johnson ones, though.
You were a family friendly guy.
Well, I'm just saying that was a big brand.
Hey, little Adam's kids, ask your dad ask him about them shirts.
They're good shirts. They're good, like high school shirts.
If you got them, put them on eBay. I've looked into what they sell for, and if you got it, clear out the garage.
Especially any Full House related material.
I'm still on your shirt.
So I mean, if you don't know what we're talking about,
yeah, I guess there's people.
Aunt Becky, Lori Laughlin, basically paid. She bribed for her kids to get into USC, and they were like catfishing everybody. They made fake accounts so that her daughter could be some academic, diver or water polo?
Well, apparently it wasn't her. Apparently this is a thing, and there was a few other actors. I heard Joe Montana may or may not be involved in this.
No.
Yeah.
Say it ain't Joe.
You think Notre Dame would just let his kids go to school there?
Well, didn't his kid transfer like Montana State?
So apparently a lot of people with a lot of money got caught up in this, and they'd Photoshop things, because if you want to go to a good school, there's a certain criteria that has to be met.
You got to be smart-ish.
But if you're on an athletic team, sometimes they'll drop that scale a little bit, and you can get in. So the scam, I guess we'll call it, the thing was they'd go and pay a high school coach to say, hey, say that my kid's on your team. The high school coach would go to a college coach and say, they're going to pay you to say that you're recruiting this kid. And they came up with Photoshop, all sorts of things. When you think, if you just said, hey, USC, here's $500,000, can my kid go here?
So here's the thing I just thought of, because I have a lot of clients that teach at universities, and their kids get free tuition, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All they would have needed to do, say, you know what, USC, I'm Lori Laughlin, I'm Aunt Becky, you guys, I would like to teach, okay, air quotes, they can't see my air quotes.
An acting class, right?
An acting class. And due to that, my daughter's going to get free tuition.
Or this is my husband, Mossimo.
Yes.
You got a fashion college?
Yeah.
Hey, look, he'll come in once a month and look at your designs.
Or my name's Joe Montana, and I'm going to be a special assistant to the athletic program.
Hey, how about I come in and help your quarterback out?
That's right.
Spring ball.
Yeah, sure. I'll come by for a week, I'll give you $500,000, and you can call it the Joe Montana Third Practice Party Facility.
How about some of these business people, right? Send your kid down to the office and intern, and we'll give them a spot.
That's right.
Just people get so stupid.
I don't get it. Like, if you're... That's going back... Oh, I know the term. You know what the term is?
What?
You know what's lower than a snowflake? A bumblebee. That's the new term.
A bumblebee, huh?
Bumblebee.
I thought you were going to say a snake's belly.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it's pretty low. Think about it. Bumblebees fly around. Snowflakes are in the air. You said what's lower? A snake's belly is literally on the ground. You bumblebee.
All right, anywho's. Yeah, that was stupid.
Is it break time?
No, we got about another minute till break time, but we probably could break.
All right.
No, let's finish up that thought.
I'm going to edit all that out.
Yeah. all of that information, like it says, anytime there's these big news stories that are happening, it's hot time.
Yeah, that's the thing. When it hits, I'd get that Mossimo stuff out.
Yeah.
I'd be getting out, Lori Laughlin, whoever else might be in this. Because here's a hot tip for you. I've been meaning to say this for a while. Controversy creates cash.
O.J. Simpson.
anybody. It gets hot. It gets controversial. People are paying their money, right? They get interested in it.
They absolutely
They take a stand. It's funny. That fire festival I was telling you about, remember that?
Yeah.
Apparently they're selling the merchandise now that they couldn't sell on the festival. And, idiot kids that have just their parents' money because they can't go to college, apparently, are buying the fire festival, merchandise so they can wear it around because it's ironic.
I guess the key to this is if you're in with it, if you're catching what's going on, you can kind of be ahead of the curve. And if you thought about it and you thought right then, hey, find whatever you can, right when a controversy happens, buy it then, and then you can sell it for more. It's a hot tip. It's like an insider tip on the stock market.
Well, it's like go clean out the closet, right? I know people got stuff in there that relate to this kind of stuff that they just had forever. So it's get it cleaned out. Make some money off of it. You're not going to wear that blurry shirt again.
We're all about making some money because if you make money, you know what you have to do, Derek?
I don't pay taxes, so I don't know.
Well, you did. I
just did pay my taxes today.
The hard part is you don't think you paid taxes because you had it done all throughout your withholdings already throughout the year. You already paid taxes. You just did it over 12 months instead of on one day.
Hey, I'd much rather do it over time than just hand that over. So
see, and I'm different. I write one check.
Yeah, that's the difference between me and you, I guess.
Yeah.
You're just a one check kind of guy. I'm a space it out nice and easy. Make the Band-Aid come off slowly instead of rip it right off. Is that what we're talking about?
I'm a rip it off kind of guy.
Yeah, you are.
I don't have time. I don't have time, but you know what I do have time for?
What?
I'd got a time for a break to get your taxes done.
Now we can have a break.
Atom Up Accounting break.
Okay, let's see what the people over at the nice folks at Atom Up Accounting are doing right now.
Well, it's that time of year. You need to be filing your taxes. That's the whole idea of DeathPile and taxes. So why don't you give us a shout out on the internet. Go to our website, atomupaccounting.com. Right in the bottom right-hand corner, we've got a little chat button. On the website, you can call us, email us, tweet at us. We got just about every option. So get a hold of us. Let's get your taxes done, taken care of, so that you don't go back to jail.
And we're back.
Man, that's a good commercial.
That was an excellent commercial. Those guys over at Atom Up Accounting.
Yeah, they're doing good.
You know what we're praying for?
What?
Besides rain. We always pray for rain.
Man, it's been raining the last couple of days. I've been enjoying it.
It's because I've been praying.
I'm glad somebody is.
That's right. And whether that's to a deity, to whomever you please it to be, Buddha, Mohammed.
Hey, I'm just glad you're talking to people.
I love it. A lot of times when I do it, people think I'm talking to myself, but...
I mean, I wish you wouldn't do it out in the streets with people driving by while we're trying to get people in here to do their taxes, but, I'm glad you're talking to people.
We haven't had to get that far. Anyways...
So what's... You're telling me some story about why were you out praying?
Oh, yeah, because we're praying that the IRS, Congress, those lovable people in Washington, D.C., will extend the tax deadline.
Okay, is that some talk that's going on?
That's on the docket. We'll put that in the footnotes. Will they or will they not?
Will they or will they not?
So our bunch of fourth grader congressional representatives in Washington, D.C., because that's about how well they get along with each other.
No, they don't get along with each other that good. I know fourth graders. They're well behaved and they have to work out together.
So because they're playing, I'm going to build this, we're not going to build this, patty cake, the government shut down. And unfortunately, they haven't had so any kind of foresight looking into the future. It caused a lot of problems.
It drives me nuts. Whether what side you're on.
Yes.
It's just, and when they pass the budget, they do it for 6 months or something. If that, you can't live like that.
Getting into, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm an American. I'm not on any side.
And even if you are on a side, just figure it out, right?
I'm on common sense side. So hopefully what that means is Congress will say, listen, we realize that we had to push the beginning of tax season back. Normally we get a file, mid-January. This year we pushed it back to very late January. And then business returns, because of all the new tax law, it was so complex, you couldn't file the returns. And then the softwares were having complications and they were computing the dollar amounts wrong.
This sounds like Y2K stuff.
Yes, the .com boom up. That was a problem. So hopefully, unfortunately, it hurts guys like me. It hurts the smaller business type people and everybody involved in that because they don't know what do they owe, when they owe it. So hopefully, if they push that deadline back to May 20th, it will allow me to do a lot more returns because there's something weird. People have this thing in their mind that they don't want to file an extension.
Well, a lot of it, I'll just speak for me, is people don't know the laws, and like you're saying, things get changed, whether it's good or bad. You have to adapt to it, right?
Yes.
There's new rules. You don't know. Like, it's just a lot easier to pretend like it's just not happening at some point. And maybe the extensions are coming, maybe they're not. But if you're not in the business, I haven't heard about this. So how do you even know, right?
It's true. And you don't know one of my favorite things that people say? Oh, I'm just going to get an extension. Like, you know what? That's great. You know what an extension means, Derek? Do you know what that means when you get a tax extension?
I know what an extension cord is.
Okay.
So I'll preface that with, you'll still have to do it, but it takes a little longer to get there.
That's a great, man. That's a great.
That's why I got a podcast.
That is what.
Right there, boom.
Just painted
End the show. We're going out on a high note.
Painted the story with your beautiful words.
So yeah, that's what it means to me.
So you're exactly right. But the thing is it allows you to file your tax return 6 months later in October or business returns in September. But you know what it doesn't allow you to extend?
I don't.
The payment of those taxes that are due.
So break that down to me.
So no matter what you're doing with your tax return, your taxes are always, and by taxes I mean dollars that you owe, are always due on April 15th.
Okay.
Because if you think there was an extension to pay those, don't you think every frickin' person in America would be doing that?
Well, that's why I was just thinking, can I just extend till I die? Just keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Keep it, I mean, the IRS, just give them paperwork, keep them busy, keep them looking the other way, and then at some point I go off and I disappear and they're left holding the bill.
This ain't like paying back the Bank of Bev, you know?
The Bank of Aunt Ann and Uncle Normie.
This ain't like paying back your parents because they got deep pockets. The IRS wants their money and they want it now.
But they got deep pockets,
Well,
right?
they
They're
do.
supposedly.
And the funny thing, you'll get letters all the time the second you owe money, but you know what you don't get?
You don't get that, hey, we got a little extra cash here for you.
Yeah.
We're going to pay you some interest back on that.
You got to file the return to make them do it, but that's what I'm praying for. I'm really hoping that these fourth graders can get on the same page and play nice with each other. And
Apparently they're a little understaffed there at the IRS too. Is that, I mean...
Yeah, absolutely. They're, for some reason, they keep cutting the budget, which a lot of times, you don't cut the IRS's budget.
That just, when you got all these scams and stuff coming around and stuff, it just seems like a very vulnerable spot.
They do it on purpose because most people, when they get a letter, they get so scared they just pay it, even if they don't owe it.
Well, I get those scam phone calls, and I can imagine if you're old and you get those, like, it's going to scare the death out of you. Like, the cops are coming to arrest you now unless you give us, $10,000. Oh, I don't have $10,000. You got two? Okay, Here, give it to me. And then, they're
Can
gone.
you pay us with a green dot card?
Because that's what we take.
That's right, your Apple Pay.
Yeah, the Congress is... the funny thing about Congress, and I know we always say no political, no whatever, but I think everyone can agree. Everyone hates Congress, but no one votes out people because they always think, well, mine's good, it's the rest of them.
Yeah.
I just think, vote all the bums out, let's start all over again.
Let's carte blanche, get rid of them all.
Rid of them all.
And it's funny because it is. This is 100% related to what we're talking about. There was a huge... Like I said, that huge with a Y, not with an H.
Okay.
Huge tax proposal here in the state wanting to incur service-related taxes to every business in the state.
Yeah, I was hearing about that. I don't get it.
The whole keep it simple, stupid, like common sense, that does not exist in any kind of form of governmental entity.
Well, especially when you're talking about these service things, so it's people that you're tipping anyway. So what happens to the person that's making a few dollars an hour, lives off the tip? I'm paying $20 regardless of what the tax is because that's what I pay for whatever the service is, or so then the person actually is just making less money and robbing Peter to pay Paul, right?
And then the problem is guys like me, I offer a service. I have to start charging you taxes to do your taxes.
And I say, hey, Adam, I only paid this last year. What's up with this?
And then I have to tell you why I had to increase my prices because now I have to pay taxes on that.
Luckily, I think that did not go through.
Well, they shelved it.
Oh, okay.
And I'll get on the air. I'll tell names and names. I emailed every one of my representatives, and you know what reference I got back?
Hey, thanks.
No, I didn't even get that.
Oh, okay.
The one guy who did email me back says, "Oh, I'm not on that bill. You need to contact the other people on your bill."
You vote for it, don't you?
Yeah, I did vote for him.
No, I mean the guy.
he's my representative.
Well, he might not be on the bill, but he's up there at the legislature and
Yeah,
voting on the bill. So
That's the problem. I mean,
they just pass the buck around, huh?
I read through it and it was so complex. I mean, just one little thing that I was looking at was like 27 pages with like line after line after line. I'm like, there is no way those guys can read that.
Not that amount of time, and
And they try to
passed, like,
shove it in 6
500
weeks.
bills or
Yeah,
something. It just all right. Now I'm getting depressed.
Well, it hurts the little guy. So what we're saying is those things haven't passed right now. So you know what you need to do? Sell now.
Sell now while the iron's hot before this becomes a service and you're paying more to Uncle Sam.
Mad money. Sell.
Hey, speaking of sell. So guess what my dad had the other day that reminded me of some good times on the electronic bay.
Some apple bottom jeans.
Oh man, he loves those boots with the fur. But this is the limited edition stuff I tell you about, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
There's some new M&Ms. Here's a hot tip. Get out there now. Limited edition peanut M&Ms. Now, last time they had these, I stocked up and I bought stores out. Last time it was coffee nut, chili nut, honey nut.
Yeah.
And you vote for whatever kind's your favorite. Coffee nut ended up winning.
Don't they got a jalapeno one now?
This time, well, first off, let's not jump the gun.
Oh, sorry.
Not jump the gun. So last time when you get fan mail telling you jump the gun, buddy. So last time the coffee nut won, but the people that like the chili nut or they like the honey nut, all of a sudden they can't get them in the store. Well, who's got boxes of them at his house?
That guy does.
And this guy was selling them for $10 a bag, and I can keep them in stock.
Hot tip, he buys them for $1, he sells them for 10.
Now, the coffee nut went pretty good until they started producing them, then not so much. So this go-round, we have jalapeno, or how do you say that, jalapenos?
Jalapeno.
We had a coconut one.
Ooh.
I don't like coconut.
That doesn't surprise me.
And we had a
Snowflake.
A butter brickle? Is that what it was? Butter brittle?
Brittle.
Brittle. I'm looking at my Brickseek and trying to say brittle. It's not as easy as you'd think.
You know, and you gave me the other thing. I can't walk by without looking at Skittles, looking for that lime flavor. Not apple, green apple. Gotta have the lime.
So here's the hot tip right now is I'd be stocking up on these. Now, a lot of people are selling them for a couple bucks a bag.
You gotta wait. You gotta hold on to them.
I'm of the mindset of you can get in there with everybody and try to sell them for pennies and make you an extra $1 a bag or something.
Yeah,
or you can wait until they're a little harder to come by and somebody's addicted to the coconut. I guess you got to decide which one you think is going to win, and that's the one that you don't load up on because it's going to be in the stores.
Ooh.
That's where the toughness comes in.
You're picking a loser.
You're picking the two losers, and you buy the crap load out of them.
I know lots of females that could do pretty good at that. They could pick the loser.
How well do you know some of these females?
Depends.
On?
Just people that I've met over the years.
Okay. Well, you get with your lady friends, and you say, which one of these would you marry? And that's the one that you load up on. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Man, that's harsh. I'm trying to bring this back up and happy, and now I'm going to go in the corner and cry.
Well, there's a lot of marriages out there that are failing.
That's true. 50% if you're lucky anymore is what I hear.
What we're saying is love your wife or your husband.
What I'm saying is buy
Or
M&Ms.
spouse.
I'm saying buy M&Ms and sell them on the internet. I don't know. You're going off on politics and taxes, and now you're having Dr. Laura love talk. I don't know what's going on.
Don't forget deities. I was talking about praying.
You're
too.
praying out on the street. I'm saying go down to your local convenience store or Walmart or whatever and load up on these M&Ms. Hold on to them. If you get some of the bigger bags, if I'm getting $10 a bag for your standard size, you get one of those big bags that have the Ziploc top, you're looking at $30, $40 a bag.
Oh man, that's a good idea. Get the big bag.
Also, with Easter candy coming back around to it, M&M eggs. Have you ever seen those?
I've never seen an M&M egg.
They got your standard flavors. The ones I've had more success with are the peanut They got the peanut in them.
Okay.
They're like a bigger, just look like they're like a Cadbury egg with M&Ms, basically, or the peanut butter. So, hot tip: when it's that 50% off time, go clear it up, man.
I don't know why those Cadbury eggs, like they honestly, like they're like addictive. They're not. They're addictive.
Yeah, they are.
But you peel off that foil, and because of the caramel, you can never get all of the foil off of that.
Oh, you're talking those eggs. I'm
Yeah.
talking the mini eggs.
I know what you're. I'm talking about the chocolate eggs.
And you're biting into foil?
Yeah,
That explains a lot. That explains this whole podcast.
Well,
the kid running around biting foil.
Because if you peel them off, it always gets stuck. Like I used to be large and in charge. Mm-hmm. And like 40 pounds larger and in charge than I am now.
Yeah.
When I lived in Arkansas, you do what you do and you eat like the people.
When in Rome. Nothing against you fine Arkansas people listening. I love you. This is Adam Beasley talking, AdamUpAccounting.com. He has a chat line. You can go ahead and tell him what you think right now.
They got good food, man. They got excellent food. And I got into this habit where I'd make a shake because they had some good ice cream and stuff. And I'd always throw in one of those peanut butter eggs.
I thought you were going to say Cadbury egg.
No, Reese's peanut butter egg.
Yeah.
I tried it with the Cadbury. It just didn't taste as good.
I think Easter candy is the best candy of all the holidays.
I do too. Easter candy's pretty good. Because you get those Peeps. I can't eat those things.
Oh, man, that's straight diabetes. I love them.
This-
You know what I like the best? Is you let the Peep and you let them get stale for whatever reason, and they're kind of crunchy. Oh, they're good, man.
Have you ever tried putting those by a campfire?
I've never roasted. I've never had one around that time of the year that lasted that long, I guess.
See, that's, again, my sandwich, ice cream sandwich, you know.
I've never went camping with a poor man, is what you're saying.
Poor man in a sweet camping with a poor man. I think I've ever tried that. You know, you ever had, what do you call it, fire starburst? You ever done that one?
I have done that one.
That's an interesting thing. That's
That's
a
a
whole
little
episode. What have you put on a campfire?
And it's going to be like, I thought this was about like eBay and stuff, and it got sad and depressing, and then they talk about burning things. I don't know. 5 stars.
Yeah, give us some 5 stars. If you say we ramble, I appreciate you listening to 45 minutes of our show.
Oh, yeah, no, there's no doubt we ramble, and they know it by this point. So anyways, the Cadbury. So here's something.
Okay.
My youngest brother, when they get the fillings at the dentist now, they don't get the old the metal fillings that some of us have.
Yeah.
So they can chomp on tinfoil. Nothing.
Okay.
Have you ever made that mistake with your teeth and
I
your
never
fillings?
had those bad feelings.
Oh. Well, I had the bad fillings.
Yeah.
My hurt fillings. So you can chomp on tinfoil. And it doesn't give you the little spark, the little zing zing?
No.
Oh, man.
Maybe that's why I never knew to take that off of those Cadbury eggs.
I'm learning so much about you right now. Yeah, it'd give you the shock. So if you have the old...
Yeah, the old like fillings, like the metal ones.
The metal, you chomp on it. It's kind of like a ground or whatever. It'll give you a zap. Things you never knew.
I'll make sure that my wife next time makes some cookies with foil inside and see what we do to you.
No. Does your wife have fillings like the composite?
No, she doesn't have the old ones,
You need to go find somebody, and you need to slip them in some tinfoil and just watch.
I
And
think
that's somebody not being me.
I think you have to be above 50 to have those, right? That's why you have them?
Dentists that we're practicing. Probably the technology probably equals out to that.
That's kind of what I figured. I'm not as old as you are. Although you are as old as I am now.
Wait a minute. You said I'm not as old as you are, but you are as old as I am now?
It's kind of like it's... At your house, like your money's her money and her money's her money.
Okay. I see where you're going with that, but yeah.
One of those deals.
Yeah, I'm getting up there if I'm getting to your age.
Just celebrated the old Big B-Day.
I did. I had a birthday yesterday.
Birthday, dinner, going to the umami.
The umami, we were grilling up steaks on the grill right in front of us.
Man.
And I did something nice for everybody. You're not going to hear this in time, but I'll do it again next year's. I go over to the Dairy Queen and I brokered a deal that everyone in America can get a free ice cream cone on my birthday to celebrate with me. I go down there and I talk it over. Warren Buffett now owns the Dairy Queen, so I go to Warren and I say, listen, if you can give this kind of money on your brackets that we haven't even got into yet,
It's bracket time.
you got to give all my friends and family a free ice cream cone on my birthday.
I love you said brokered that deal.
And I did.
That's a huge deal.
I went ahead and I did it. I got every Dairy Queen in America to participate.
Wow, I missed out.
Next year, for my birthday again, March the 20th, you go down to the local Dairy Queen. I'll broker that same deal. I'll get you a free ice cream cone.
Appreciate that. I'll have to make sure I do that.
I had to think about that before I could commit. I'll let you know in the future. Remind me of this next year.
We'll see. I mean, we're already up to almost 500 downloads.
That's crazy. It's just getting more and more.
So I want to get into that. Before you jump on your one thing, one of the things is I've been trying to do is, we're literally learning how to do this.
Sure.
We didn't know how to do this.
And everyone listening can probably figure that out at this point.
We're 10 episodes in.
10 episodes in, we're starting to learn it.
We
But
figured out how to get on the iTunes and stuff. And like I said, again, we do a lot of Gary Vee type marketing, guerrilla marketing aspect. He talks about this $1.80 a day. $1.80 a day is literally giving your 2 cents. And if you don't know what give your 2 cents is, it basically said give your opinion. And that's what he says is like you go on, you find 9 hot topics and 9 people who talk about it, and you go onto their feed and write something nice about it. Like I said, give your actual real 2 cents about it. So we started doing that a little bit, and we got into this group, and this young woman, her name is Hala Taha, and she's the host of Young and Profiting Podcast. Really cool podcast. Got on there. She reached out to me, and we kind of talked for a little bit, and she talked about her podcast. I already listened to 3 episodes of it.
oh, right on.
Really, really good stuff. Like I said, she was a DJ. She worked with a place in New York. She had this thing that they talked about women rappers and women in music, and really, really successful. And she's in New York, and she listened to our stuff. I listened to her stuff, and we talked about how to, increase our listenership. And that's kind of the whole idea about this is you don't know until you try. And if you could have told me when we started this 2 months ago, hey, Derek, guess what? We're going to have 500 people download this, and they're going to be in Canada, Ireland, and Turkey. I'd call BS on that in a heartbeat.
Or Texas.
Or Texas, or Illinois, we're hitting quite a few. But that's what we're seeing is you got to just try. Like, you have no idea where you're going. You have no idea where your content is until you try it, because every person that's listening to this podcast, they either have a mother or a father. Well, they have both, like whether they're alive or not, or a grandma or a grandpa or aunt or uncle that is going to die.
Well, this is the most depressing show ever. I guess it's called DeathPiles and Taxes. It's in the name, okay.
That's the whole idea. They're going to die, and they're going to have stuff.
Hopefully. If you don't have stuff, that was not the best life, right?
Well, I see a lot of people that have stuff that live on the street. They push around their shopping cart.
And it's a good shopping cart at that.
Everyone's got stuff.
That's something.
And the perfect thing, and I didn't know that ever really kind of sunk in with me, but that saying that one man's trash is another man's treasure has never meant more to me. If I can sell a game for $15, it's been hanging out in my garage for nothing.
The funny thing is, so, I'm looking at the Facebook and all that. I saw one of your games that somebody was selling in the marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, okay, what did Adam sell that for? Where are they asking for it? Do I want to go do it? Things just pop that you see because you see. You pay attention to that kind of stuff.
I sold clothing that I didn't even need, nor I've just been packing it around. Honestly, if I were to go back, because I just took a whole bunch of stuff because I was in this minimalist mode, and I just took like 7 bags of stuff to the DI, and a lot of it was clothes. And now I'm looking back, if I would have kept that, just from what I've been sold, it was several hundreds of dollars.
Your good Mossimo shirts that you've been packing around since high school.
There was a No Fear shirt in there.
Was there really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I kept some of my high school stuff.
That's money.
And that was 20 plus years ago. But
vintage 90s right now, right?
That's the hot thing, because guys like us, different people, and no matter what the age is, we're buying memories.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is the stuff.
Nostalgic, yeah.
The reality is, like, we don't need stuff, but that stuff is like our drug. That stuff is what gives us happiness.
Had a guy reach out today wanting to buy a Bret the Hitman Hart wrestling card. He's from Germany for $50.
And you know why? Because he probably remembers being a kid watching Bret the Hitman
That's exactly why.
With his best friend, Easy Evie, when they were 10 years old.
Maybe his life's not going as good as he wants now. That's where he reflects back and has good memories and remembers, that brings him that happiness.
And that's what you're selling. And whether it's right or wrong, you know what? That's not my opinion to say. I don't force anybody to spend $30 on a vest that I think is my trash, but it's another person's treasure.
And that person, I mean, when they got it, I'm sure they reached out to you and said, "This is horrible. How can you do this?
Yeah.
You're taking advantage of me. I'm sure you didn't pay but $3 for this." I mean, they're happy, right?
Pick it up and move on.
I mean, I'll give the feedback because I've had people say that to me. Like, what do people say when they get this? I'm like, read it. It's like, this is wonderful. Great transaction. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Scumbag.
Made my child's Christmas a happy time.
Yeah.
Couldn't find these anywhere.
I just love the concept of that, and because really it is. It's fun. It is. It's really fun. I'm getting the itch.
Well, I didn't even know you're reaching out to other podcasters. Need I be worried? Are you trying to replace me with some gal from New York?
You're irreplaceable.
Well, I'll talk women's rap with her.
You're simply irresistible.
We'll get. Yeah, see, you're doing that. I was going to go Missy Elliott on you. The old misdemeanor.
Yeah, I know the wrestling stuff. I know she's one of those wrestling gals, but
No, this is a woman's rapper.
Oh.
Your friend knows about it.
I'm sure she does. I'm not that familiar. Remember, I'm not that hip.
Hey, since I'm going to bring you down, Bruce, have you heard this? Now, we've talked a lot about Chuck E. Cheese on this podcast.
Oh, that's because we had that special 50 Cent, not the rapper, but the vinyl record.
That was the showbiz, but
Yes.
you said that you were a big connoisseur of the showbiz.
Oh, I love
or
that. The Chuck E. Cheese.
There's a controversy going around. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but allegedly, I'm not making this up.
If you tell me wrestling's fake again, I will reach across here and
This
punch you
is
in the face.
the internet's saying there's pictures developing that Chuck E. Cheese might be putting together Frankenstein pizzas with leftover pizzas and selling them. There's pictures and the slices and the pepperonis aren't adding up.
I saw that.
And I know that you go there a lot with your kids and you love it. So I just want you to be careful next time you go. Maybe you don't get, some sort of hepatitis.
I'm going to probably
We just let that play on our breaks. We don't get it, personally.
I love that Hepatitis B song.
Little Hepatitis B boys
Got lost in my bag.
from Charleston, West Virginia.
Love it. Didn't they get kindly asked to leave the Lord's University like I did?
Yeah, that's why I love them so much. And they're my buddies. They may be banned from the Brigham Young University.
Yeah, that's appreciate. Thank Mr. D-Roy. He's done some amazing job on these intros, these outros. But going back to that Chuck E. Cheese story, man, they got this really good deal at Chuck E. Cheese now. You just get like a card and you put it in as many machines as you can, and that's how you play for the half an hour.
That sounds like when I take you down to Nevada and you just go wild in the casino and they give you a card and you just play till you're broke.
I always say that at the casino. There's that one machine that always hits, and that's the ATM machine.
It doesn't always hit. Not speaking from personal experience, but I've seen a few people kind of sad when that says declined insufficient funds.
Well, that's because you need to bring the old bank of Bev's card with you, and then it always hits that Foundry money.
Man, I'm telling you, Auntie Ann and Uncle Norm Bank is much, much deeper, and those pockets run, infinitely. And shout out to T-Dub if you've ever listened, because he said that he was going to listen, so we'll find out real fast after this episode if that's true or not.
I doubt it. We know brother-in-law Brady listens.
That's true. And Foundry Money, Mr. Michael Painter.
Yes. He was in Germany. He was thinking about bringing back a Stein for you.
That's what we were talking about last week a little bit. He was saying, hey, what's selling?
There's German candy.
Apparently other countries don't have the same problem that we do. Not so many thrift stores internationally, and people don't have the waste problem that we have.
That's a good thing to know.
Good thing unless you're selling. There's flea markets and there's some smaller versions of thrift stores, charity shops, but apparently they don't have these big stores just full of stuff.
Well, I'm going out to New England here in a couple months.
That's what you've been saying.
We're booking the trip, and we're going to be hitting a few stores on the way.
Hit a few stores. We're going to be down the eBay Open event. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people hitting some stores up on that one.
I know. We'll have to. That's my own stomping grounds.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
We'll see if we can get some ins. Well, we've been going hard and going fast and going long on this podcast.
Have we? We usually have a little clock, so I know where we're at. I just ramble and I look down. We don't have it this week, so I'm lost in translation.
Well, we're getting close to the end. So we want to encourage people because that special 10-star rating's coming up.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, if you and the reason we're asking for this is because I mean, it's people. More people get exposed, can see it. We go up higher in the ratings. People can. We're just trying to help people out.
That's right. We like talking about this. Like I said, we feel it's fun. We feel it's exciting. And if you don't like it, then don't listen.
That's fine. And I mean, if you need taxes, Adam's here for you. But that's no obligation, right?
No.
If you're doing your own taxes, it works for you. Whatever. If you want some guy to help you, he's here.
And like I said, even if you do, like I said, we got plenty of business, but we're trying to expound our boundaries. Like I said, we'd like to do stuff with more people online. We're pretty familiar with that, and plus, I always like knowing what people sell. That's the fun part.
That is the fun part. I mean, that's the fun part about the groups and stuff is everyone sells different things, so you kind of see. I mean, that's kind of the difference between, I guess, the eBay and some more of the Amazon, where everyone's doing that race to the bottom, selling the same stuff.
Yeah,
which can happen, can work, and that happens across all platforms. But you get in there and you see some stuff, and you're like, I would have never even thought of that, and I've been doing this for years. Like, it amazes me.
There's so many ways to make money, and like I said, going back to, I know it's depressing, but everyone listening to this podcast will die at some point.
Unless you find that fountain of youth, and if you do, bottle that water and sell it on eBay.
And that's in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I used to live there. Fountain of Youth, that really existed there.
Is that what you're putting in your ice cream to blend it up with your eggs?
That's why it looks so good.
No, I can't argue that.
That's true.
I can't argue there.
That Fountain of Youth, everyone's going to die, and you know what? They all got stuff, and they all got to file their taxes.
So you're saying that no matter what happens in life, there's two things that are for certain.
There